This video is going to be for the staircase railing closet for the grade 12 house. Now I have added a supplemental picture that depicts a little bit more detail in terms of the basic essential dimensions that you're going to need. So we're going to start with 2 foot 4 inches. We're going to come out from our existing structure that we've already done. We're going to go down 6 foot 7.5, and then we're going to go over 2 foot 8. So that's what we're going to start with. So let's go over to our drawing, and first things first, 2 foot 4 inches. Let's get our pencil out. We'll go 2 foot 4 inches. Okay, let's go 6 foot 7.5 this way, foot, and last but not least, we're going to go over 2 foot 8 inches. Okay. Okay. That's going to be our guide to lay down our boards. Keep in mind that the boards are going to be placed, let's see, inboard of the lines, so it's going to be on this side of the line. So let's grab a board. Okay. Shouldn't really matter the pattern that you create your boards. If you zoom in here, this board was laid down first. Doesn't matter. So first things first, we'll make this unique, or else everything else gets changed. Let's go endpoint outside the active. And let's get rid of this. Perfect. Okay. Let's grab another board, hopefully something that's already in the correct direction. This one looks good up here. We'll have to make it blue first. Okay, let's make it unique. We're going to edit out the part we don't need. Okay, push it out of the way. And since we're already in the neighborhood of this board, let's grab it, copy it, place it right there, make it unique. Okay, let's edit this board to make it longer. Like to there. Let's just that's 5 feet. Now, if we scroll down to our original instructions, it's going to show you 5 feet from there to the end of that board. And we were working off the supplementary. Okay, so let's start putting up our vertical boards. So I'm going to start with this board here. I don't have to spin it. A little more efficient. Okay. before I go too far, definitely making it unique, but I'm going to edit that component so the height is correct. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the very end. That's the pattern I usually do. I go beginning, end, then I fill it in. So spacing is your standard 16 inches. Okay. Now let's just double check our example here. Sometimes, depending on where you chose to start, that will dictate where you're. So we got this one and this one. So we're going to do one more board. Actually, we're not going to, it's not going to be the same because in the drawing this board went all the way to the end, so that's okay. So you can do it as per the example, or you can do it this way. Either way, you're going to get full marks. So please don't get fixated on, oh, my space, your space. The key thing is that the spacing is going to be 16 inches from beginning to beginning or on center, depending on where you choose to take your measurement. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so we've got, now because I chose to start my board here, I'm going to have to do a little bit of math. If you want to do it exactly like the example, you're not going to need to do that. So right here I've got 16 inches, 1'4". So I got 16 plus 4, that's 20.5. Now these two boards together, that's 3.5 and 1.5. So if that's 20.5, I now get 21, 22 plus 3 is 25 inches from the beginning. Once again, if you don't want to do that math salad, you can do it exactly as per the drawing. Okay. So we'll go 25. The key thing on this is if your opening for the doorway is correct. I want to see 2 foot 8 inches. Okay. And I'll go 16 inches. Okay. Now, let's just, I'll put this down here, 2 feet 8 inches. Okay, let's put that there. And I'm going to go to the end, as I always do. And let's see if we can fit one in there, 16 inches. There we go. There's our oddball spacing. Once again, key is the spacing for that. Okay. Now, we're going to do the railing portion. Okay. At this point, our supplemental drawing is not going to be super useful with the exception of these. So let's refer to our original document, and we're going to scroll down just to get an idea what's going on with our railing. Okay, so over here this shows our boards for the railing and where we'll place them. So let's see, what we're going to do is we've got, let's find a better view. So we've got So that's so that's 16 inches from there. So here's what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to grab a board. Let's say a board from over here. Let's just grab this one here. And I'm going to make this blue. I'll just place that on the ground. And we're going to go over here. Don't forget to make that unique. Make unique. And okay, we're going to drop that off inside there. And we're going to now copy this. Okay, so I'm going to go 16 inches. Okay. And I'm going to say times 3, enter. Perfect. Now, let's see. Here's what I'm going to do, though, because we want to have a nailer, which was discussed in a previous video. So we need 2 in the corner. So just go like that. And there we go. Perfect. And that should give us our, let's see, double check that. 1 inch, 2.5. And there's our 1 inch, 2.5. Perfect. Okay, let's wrap this up by doing the header. So the header is located 6 foot and 9 inches up there. Okay. So 6 foot 9 inches is going to be where the header crosses the top of our board. Okay. So this is showing these boards here that go up to the header, and that space is our 2 foot 8 inches. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to copy this. Okay, we're going to copy that over there. And we're going to copy this one over to here. Once again, that's 6 foot 9 inches. Okay. So I'm going to make this one unique and make this one unique. Now let's edit this one. And we're going to go up 6 foot 9 inches. And let's scribe a line. Push this out of the way. Okay. Let's edit this unique component. And this one here we can just push down if we want. And make sure you touch one of the intersection points. And we now got our boards in place. And our header is 7.5, which means that's an 8-inch board, 2x8, or that's what they call it. So let's grab our smallest 2x8 and bring it over here. We're gonna have to spin that. Okay, let's make it unique before we go too far. And we're gonna pick this up, the corner, bring it over here, and let's drop this one off here. Let's edit this component. And let's push this out of the way. Now, much like the other header located here, we're going to need two of them. If you so choose to go into edit component mode and just pull this one over, that's also acceptable, and you would not lose any marks. Just saying. Okay. Now what we can do is let's copy some boards. So let's go up here. I'm just going to put that up there for now. And I'll place that board there. And I'll put one at the other end as well. Okay. And let's copy this board over 16 inches. And I'll go times 2. And it looks like I copied one too many. Should have just stuck with our one. Okay. Okay, so this one here, if you're not sure, we could test to make sure. Okay, so we want to make sure we make this unique. Okay, let's make that unique. And let's edit this component. We're going to bring that down to be even with this one. Okay. And last but not least, okay. At this point, all that's left is the top boards, the cap boards, and we have to make our railing. So we're just going to move on to that. So probably I'll do cap boards first. We'll just go over here and borrow a board from here. Bring this over here, and we'll borrow this one here. Make it blue, make it a little easier to grab. And we'll make it unique. Edit that component and draw our line. And we'll push the undesirable stuff out of the way. Okay. Now that board should work over here as well. Without any modifications. Okay. So I could leave this board going all the way across if I want. It's kind of a... Technically, I won't. I mean, technically I shouldn't, because you create the walls on the floor, basically, and then you put them up. So to be right, this should be brought over to this board right here. Okay. And now what we'll do is let's see. I'll just make sure this board is over here. If you don't already have this board placed up, make sure you put it up. This board should already be there from the previous assignment. Mine was not. I made some adjustments. So let's make that unique. This particular portion is probably something you're not going to run into. And I'll just trim that off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to finish our overlap. So I'm going to grab this board here. Okay, let's just make that blue. And put it there. And let's get this board, and I'm gonna put it right there. Gonna have to make an adjustment, of course. Let's start by making it unique. Pull that over. Okay. Now, the last board for the top boards are it's gonna be this one here. Okay. I'll just make it unique. We're gonna edit that component and okay. So all the cap boards are on, which overlap. Now all that's left is our railing. So let's go down here. Make this a little larger. Okay. So basically it's given us some positions. So it's giving us this position here, which is from the very bottom of that board, 2 foot 11 3/8. So let's scribe that on with our tape measure. Okay. 2 feet space 11 space 3/8 of an inch. Enter. Okay. There's our mark. And let's check out that top there. Okay, so that's 5 feet 5 1/8. Okay, if you're not sure, we can always cruise down here and just double check, see if that, yeah, there's a little bit more visible. So 5 feet 5 inches and 1/8 of an inch. So okay, let's go over here with our tape measure. It's on the outer portion. So 5 feet 5 space 1/8 inches. Enter. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to create a construction line. There's our guide point, and we're going to go down to there. Now, because these are components, it exists outside of the active plane that's actually the component exists in. So let's make this unique. Let's edit this component, and we're going to have to draw over top of that line, and then we're going to push this out of the way. There we go. There's our first board. Let's go over here, make unique, edit this component, and we're going to draw our line, push this over, and it's starting to come together. Make that one unique as well. Edit component and repeat. Okay. Okay. Let's now get rid of that line. Actually, you can leave it. Yeah, we're going to use that line. So we're just going to go, I'm going to draw another line here. On the off chance that, well, actually, you know what, I'm going to create the entire rectangle with just the pencil. And there's our solid. And this is going to be our board. Now, truth be known, there's two. This is probably the easier approach. Some people don't like to use the protractor. But if you wanted, you could actually take this and you could go over here and you could go click. And okay, that angle's 44.3. Then you could go over and grab a board that's horizontal, tilt it 44.3, put it on, trim it. That's one option you have. What we're going to do, though, is we're just going to go here. We're going to push this up 1.5 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to do like a bit of a cheat. And I'm just going to push this into the board so it looks nice. You'll never see that. So, okay. And as always, you make sure that those dimensions are in there. And that's it.